Hello everyone, welcome to Learn from Zero. Today we are starting class 9 mathematics chapter 2 which is called polynomials. Before learning polynomials, we must clearly understand variables, constants and algebraic expressions. If you understand this video properly, this chapter will never confuse you again. So let us begin from the basics. Our first topic is variable. Let us understand this in a very simple way. So a variable means a number that can change. It gets vary every time. So it is an unknown value which can take any real value. So we use letters like X, Y, Z or P, Q, R or T and S. So these letters are used to represent the variable. So, for example, think of a X as a box. So, if I put 2 inside the box, then X becomes 2. If I put 5 inside the box, then X becomes 5. So, if I put minus 3 inside a box, then X becomes minus 3. So, if you notice here, the letter X, so this letter X stays the same, but the value inside the box gets keep on changing. So, the value of X is getting changed. So, it's varying. So, that's why it is called as variable. For example, if you take a room temperature, in the morning the temperature may be 24 degrees Celsius and later it gets changed to 28 degree Celsius. So here the temperature is getting changed, it's getting varying. So it is called as variable. Here the number won't be constant, it won't be the same. Here the values get changed. So to represent the values like variables, we use X, Y, Z or P, Q, R, etc. So remember, variable means values can change. It get varies. For example, here x minus 6 is equal to 0. So if you send minus 6 to your right side, then x is equal to plus 6. So x is 6. And in one more example, if x plus 12 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 12. If you see here, the values of x are getting changed. Initially, it was 6 and in the other equations, the values are changing to 12. So, here the variables, the values get changed. It get varies. Hope you understood what is variable now. Now, the next topic is constant. A constant is something whose value does not change. For example, if you see here, in a days and a week, we have 7 days. So it won't get changed. It will always be 7. It doesn't move to 8 or 10. So it is always 7. So it is a constant. And if you take a month in a year, it will always be 12. It won't be 14 or 15. Months is 12. So here the number is constant. It doesn't change. 2, minus 5, 10, pi, root of 3 are examples of constant. If you take number 2, in India we call it as number 2 only. In America we call it as number 2. It has not changed. It is always same. It does not get vary. Similarly for the minus 5. Here we call it as minus 5 and in America we call it as minus 5. In Pakistan we call it as minus 5. It does not change. The value does not change. So these are called constant. If you take pi, the pi will be same. Here in India it will be same. In Delhi it will be same. Wherever you go, the pi will be always pi. So the values does not change. So it is called as constant. Then if you see variable, the values get changed. The x value is getting varied. It gets changed. Sometimes it might be 6. Sometimes it might be 7, 12. Sometimes it might be minus 15 or it might be pi or anything. So x value keep on changing. So it is called as variable and the number who doesn't change its value, it is called as constant. Its values will not change at all. So now you understand the difference between the variable and the constant. Our next topic is algebraic expressions. Here 2x, 3x, minus x, minus 1 by 2x. You might be thinking what it is. So it is very simple. 2x means 2 is multiplied by x. And 3x means 3 is multiplied by x. And minus x. Wherever you see only one variable which is x or only variable y, you have to multiply it with 1. So here I am taking 1 and multiplied by x. So minus 1 multiplied by x. So 1 is a constant and x is a variable. So we are multiplying it with 1. So 1 into x, which is x. So we can write simply as x or 1 multiplied by x. Now x is equal to 4. Then 2x is equal to 2 multiplied by 4. In place of x, I am writing 4 because here I have taken x is equal to 4. I am taking the value of x as 4. So I am multiplying 2 with the 4. So the value is 8. And one more example, if x is equal to 2, then what would be minus x? So here minus 1, which is a constant, multiplied by 2. In place of x, I am putting 2. So minus 1 multiplied by 2 is equal to minus 2. Here the value depends only on x. If x changes, the value get changes. Now see here, in place of 2, I am putting the x value as 4. Now minus x is equal to minus 1 multiplied by 4. So the value will be minus 4. So the value depends on x. If you put 5, again the value get changed to 5. So here since you are multiplying it with 1. If you take minus 2x, let's see what will happen. I have taken expression as minus 2x. So minus 2, which is a constant, and in place of x, I am multiplying it with 2. I am putting as 2 here in the place of x. So minus 2 multiplied by minus 2, which is 4. 2 2's are 4 and minus into minus, it is plus 4. So here all the expressions are depends only on the value x. So here x is equal to 4, then the value get changed, and here x is equal to minus 2, again the value get changed. So all the expressions depends only on the value x because here the x is getting varied. Now coming to this, you might be thinking what it is. You might have seen these expressions in your textbook. So, here x is a variable and always you should think that before x there will be always a constant. So, a is a constant and x is a variable. So, constant multiplied by variable. You might be thinking constant will always be numbers, right? Why I am writing letter A here? So, when you don't know the value of constant, when you don't know the value of constant, you can use alphabetic letters like A, B, C, D, anything as your wish. So, before variable, there will be a constant. When you don't know the value of constant, you can use alphabetic letters. So, the value of constant will always be fixed, but it is unknown. Since it is unknown, we are using letter A here. Hope you understood. We can write as AX or BX or CX, anything. So A is a constant, fixed, but it is unknown, and X is a variable. It is changing or it get varies. Even though both are letters, they do not mean the same thing. Okay? So, before variable, there will always be a constant. Please remember that. If there is only x, then here there will be 1 multiplied by x. So, the constant is 1. If it is ax, then it is a is a constant and x is a variable. Similarly, bx. So B is constant and variable is X. See here, one more example. By. So here this is a variable and B is a constant. So B is a constant and Y is a variable. And C multiplied by Z or C multiplied by Y. So variable is Y and constant is C. Here variable is Z and constant is C. This is how you have to understand the expressions. Now let us understand algebraic expression. An algebraic expression is a combination of constant and variables. It can be a combination of constant and variable, or combination of constant and variable, or only variable or only constant. So it is a combination of constant and variables which are separated by plus or minus symbol is called an algebraic expressions. For example here, x square. So x square is an algebraic expression. So here x square means variable into variable. So here variable. This is variable into variable plus constant. So this is how the algebraic expression is. Here also variable and variable. Here constant into variable plus constant. Variable square plus constant. This is constant and variable plus constant. So it is a combination of constant and variable. Anything can be algebraic expressions which is with multiplied with constant and variables separated by plus or minus is an algebraic expression. Our next topic is polynomials. So before going into this, hope you understood the basic concepts like variables, constant and algebraic expressions. If you understand these concepts clearly, then polynomial is very easy. It is so damn easy. You can rock it in this topic. Now let us go to our main topic, polynomial. So what is a polynomial? A polynomial is a special type of algebraic expressions. Okay? It is a special type of algebraic expressions, but it has two rules. The first rule is one variable only. It should have only one variable. And the second rule is the power should be a whole number. So what is whole numbers? Whole numbers means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go on till infinity. The number which starts from 0 to infinity is called as whole numbers. So the power should be from the 0 till infinity. Any number you can write it. So now let's talk about the first rule. So it says one variable only, which means the algebraic expressions should have only one variables. For example, here 2x square plus 3x plus 5. If you see here, we have only x as a variable. So it has only one variable which is x. So this is an polynomial. And in the second example, x square plus y. Here, if you see, we have two variables. One is x and other one is y. That's why this is not a polynomial. In the polynomial, there should have only one variables. We should not have two different variables. Hope you understood this clearly, children. Now, let's move to the second rule. In the second rule, this is like power should be a whole number. So, what is whole number? The numbers which starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 is an whole number. So, what does that mean is like the power. Here we have written the power. It should be a whole number. Whole number can be either 0, 1, 2, 3 goes on till infinity. But it should not have any minus values or any fraction values. So this is not a whole number, right? So we should not use any minus values like -1 or -2 or -3, or even fraction values like 1/2, 3/4. So if you use this, then this is not a polynomial. Or even if you use root of x, cube root of y. So if you use this in a algebraic expression, then this is not a polynomial. Only the value should be one variable and the power should be a whole numbers. So for example, x square plus x cube plus x. So is this a polynomial or not? Yes, this is a polynomial because we have used only one variable, that is x, and the powers are whole number. We don't have any minus symbols or we don't have any fractions, so this is a polynomial. In the next example, 1 by x plus root of x plus y. Is this a polynomial? No, because this is having two variables. One is x and one is y. So the rule number 1 is not satisfied. And let me check with the rule number 2. Because 1 by x is a x to the power -1. So this is not a polynomial. And root of x is x to the power 1/2. So this is not a polynomial. And let's go to the third point. 3 by x plus 4. Here 3 by x is a fraction. So how you will write 3 by x? So 3 x to the power -1 plus 4. Here the -1 is not a whole number. So this is not a polynomial. We have only one variable, that is x, but -1 is not a whole number. So this is not a polynomial. Hope you understood what is polynomial now. And now you will be thinking like, why are these rules? Because polynomials must be easy to work with. Whole numbers are easy to add, subtract and multiply. If you use negative and fractional powers, it may create problem. It will be very difficult for you to add or subtract when you are doing a very lengthy problems. So that is why these rules are exist. Zero polynomial. So 0 is a polynomial because its degree is not defined. If you put 0 to the power 0, it is 0 only. So here the degree, it is not defined. So that is why it is a polynomial. And let's see, there is one more number which is 4. So is 4 is a polynomial? Yes, it is a polynomial because we can write it as 4 multiplied by x with the 0 power. So 4 multiplied by x to the power 0. So x to the power 0 is 1. So 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. So constant. So this constant is also a polynomial. By this, we can understand that a constant, just a non-zero element, which is 4, 5, 6, this is a polynomial, and a zero polynomial. So 0 is also a polynomial. The polynomial consists of these three elements, which are terms, coefficient and degree of polynomials. Now, in this example, 3x square plus 5x plus 7, 3x square is one term and 5x is the another term and 7 is the last term. So, we have three terms here. So, term means the expressions which are separated with plus or minus sign. So, this is called terms. If you see here, root of 3x plus y. So this is also a term. We have two terms. One is root of 3x and one more term is y. So it is separated by plus symbol. And if you see here one more example, 3x cube minus y plus 4. So here we have three terms. 3x cube is one term and minus 5 is other term and 4 is one more term. So the combination of expression separated by this add or minus symbol, then this is called as term. Now let's understand coefficient. Here in this example, minus x cube plus 4x square plus 7x minus 2. Here the coefficient of x cube, if I take the first term which is minus x cube, in that minus x cube, the coefficient of x cube is minus 1. And in the second term, the coefficient of x square is 4. In the third term, the coefficient of x is equal to 7. And the last one is constant. So what is this coefficient? Coefficient is a number or the constant which is multiplied by a variable. Here minus x cube. So the variable is x and the constant is 1. So the coefficient of x cube is minus 1. In the next term, 4x square, we have variable as x and the constant as 4. So what is the coefficient of x square? Then it is 4. And in the third term, we have constant and variable. So what is the coefficient of x? The coefficient of x is 7. And the last term is constant, where we don't have any variable. So what is coefficient? A coefficient is a number in which the variable is multiplied by a constant, or the constant which is multiplied by a variable. We have to write the constant of that variable as a coefficient. So here the constant is minus 1 in the first term. So the coefficient is minus 1. In the second term, the 4x square, what is the coefficient of x square? The coefficient of x square is 4. So 4 is a constant. So this is a coefficient of x square. The next topic is degree of polynomial. So what is this degree? Degree is the highest power of variable. So in this example, 6x cube plus 3x square plus 4x plus 2. Here the highest degree is 3. In x cube, the highest degree is 3. So the degree of polynomial in this expression is 3. And if you see the next example, 5x cube plus 2x plus 2. Here, the highest power is 3, which is 5x cube. In this 5x cube, the highest power is 3. So, the degree is 3. So, here in the next example, 7x, which is the highest power. So, the power of x is 1. So, we have only 1 as the power. So, in this expression, the highest power is 1. So, 1 is the degree of polynomial. Now, tell me, what is the highest power of 4? So, 4 can be written as 4 multiplied by variable and to the power 0. So, 4x to the power 0. So, here 0 is the degree. We have only the highest degree is 0. So, 0 is the degree of polynomial. Now, you understood what are terms, coefficient and degree of polynomial. Now, I will explain it again. So, in these expressions, we have 4 different terms. One is 6x cube, 3x square, 4x and 2. Now, what is coefficient? The coefficient of x cube is 6. The coefficient of x square is 3. The coefficient of x is 4. And the last one is constant. So, including constant, we have 4 terms and the coefficients are 6, 3 and 4. Now, let's see degree of polynomial with this expression. So, what is the highest degree of polynomial in this entire expression? It is 3. So, the 3 alone, 3 is the highest power. Why do we write P of x, Q of x or R of x? You might have seen this in your textbook. So, it writes polynomials like P of x. What does this mean? It is very simple. So P of x means a polynomial named P whose variable is x. So polynomial named P whose variable is x. So P of x is equal to 2x square plus 5x minus 3. So it's just a polynomial written in a neat way. So it is some format of writing polynomial. So if you are using variable y, then the polynomial will be r of y. If you are writing u, then the polynomial will be s of u. So P, Q, R are just names like your name, my name. It's just help us identify different polynomials. Now R of y is equal to y square plus y plus 1. So here the variable is y. So we write R of y. In the next equation, S of u is equal to minus 2 or 2 minus u square. So here the variable is u. So we will write S of u. So similarly, P of x is polynomial in x. R of y is polynomial in y. So in the equation, there will be y as a variable. That's why we will write R of y. And S of u, which is polynomial in u, and q of x, which is polynomial in x. So this is only a notation or a writing style, or you can say it as a format to write the polynomial. If the variable is x, then the polynomial is written as p of x. So you have to keep this in your mind. Now you know what is variable, constant, algebraic expressions, what are polynomials, its terms, coefficient, degree of polynomials, how to identify variable, constants, so everything. This was just an introduction video for polynomials. If you understood this video, you have built a very strong foundations. So please watch again slowly. In the next video, we will solve textbook problems step by step. Keep learning with Learn from Zero. Thank you.